Good morning, it's Kristen Hancock, the Simcoe County Stamper, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Glass Mat Studio. So, the Glass Mat Studio is available free with a starter kit during Celebration. So there's just 2 more weeks left where you can get this for free when you join as a demonstrator. You can find the information in the back of the Celebration brochure. So there's a little bit of information about it. The Glass Mat Studio comes with this silicone mat, and it comes with this cleaning cloth as well. All right. So when you join, it's $135. You get to choose $165 worth of product of your choice. And then this is one of the options. You can add this, which is an $82 value, or you can also choose to add another $41 in product, but you are gonna want this Glass Mat Studio. I didn't know very much about glass mats. I didn't know anything, if I'm honest. All I knew is when I saw it, it had the logo on it. It was pretty, and I liked that it could easily be cleaned, but I didn't know all the things that I would be able to do with it or how much it would improve my stamping. I now do all of my stamping on this. It has a smooth, hard surface, which results in flawless stamped images. And I will show you in a minute. Let's see. Let's just talk about the silicone mat for a minute. So this sticks to the mat and it doesn't move. So you can see it's gonna stay on there. You can use it for a variety of different things. It will hold ink spots. These are the perfect size for ink spots. You can also use these as little mixing wells. You could put water in them. You could put re-inker in them. You could mix a few shades of re-inker together, or other mixed media that you might be into. The mat itself has rubber feet on the bottom, so when it is in place, it's not moving. It's sturdy. The cleaning cloth, you just add water to it and it will wipe the surface clean when you get ink and stuff on it. So that's handy dandy. So the one thing that I didn't know I needed, and it has helped me the most with, is my stamping. So I don't know about you, but sometimes when you have an image, let's just see. Well, I don't know where I put my case. But so this image is rather large. And sometimes when I stamp a large image, I would always use my foam mat to get a better image. But sometimes when I would stamp on the paper, the center of the image, like it's like you just couldn't press hard enough, or it never reached the paper in a consistent, solid manner. So when I would pull it up, I'd be missing part of that image, if that makes sense. So I just got some scrap paper, and I don't know if it will happen or not, but I'll try to show you what I mean. So that's actually not bad. Yesterday in class, we were trying, maybe I'll get rid of the mat to show, because maybe the mat's helping, who knows. We were using this image in class yesterday. And the center was not coming up. So normally I would use my foam pad. So we'll see if the foam pad helps. and it did help. This glass mat though, whenever I stamp on it, I get a flawless image every time. So let's try it with the leaf. See what happens. And let's try it with the flower. I have been so impressed with it. Even sentiments, like, it's just always, there's never missing ink. Like it, the smooth, hard surface really is amazing. So that has been the biggest benefit of having the mat that I've noticed. And I honestly, I didn't think I was that bad of a stamper because I use my foam mat and I thought it really was helpful, but using this, it's so consistent to get a flawless image. Yeah, very, very impressed with it. It has measurements on it, so you can see it's got both imperial and metric on the sides. So there we go. We've got our centimeters and our inches. I love the grid as well, so when I'm working, I can kind of line something up, you know, and work from there, knowing that it's going to be straight and even. So I've always used the grid paper for that reason. So it gives me a visual that I can line up to. So I'm glad that I still have that with the glass mat. On the side here, you'll notice that there's like a note section. My table is uneven, which is lifting that corner. There is a note section. So this is super handy if you're crafting along and you are running out of something, so you can make notes for what you need to reorder, or maybe you're crafting along and you're watching some tutorials or videos and some techniques come out, so you can write the names of the techniques. Or you're watching a tutorial and they're giving measurements, you can write measurements down. Or maybe you want to tweak something, and so you're gonna tweak the measurements and you can write everything there. So you can use a dry erase marker. You can use a Stampin' Write marker. And then when you're finished, you can just go ahead and clean it up with the chamois, which is perfect. Adhesive, anything that you're crafting. So you're stamping along and you go off the paper a little bit. You can just wipe it up with your chamois. You can wipe up glue, you can wipe up any mess that you make. Super easy to clean. This just gets rinsed with water and squeezed out. It will dry out, so don't become alarmed if it goes stiff. You just add water to it and it will soften again. And then you just squeeze it out. And it does dry out fairly quickly, so you'll need to keep rinsing. The other thing that you can do is you can add ink right to it. So you can take your ink pad and just put some ink right on there. Now this is handy when you're working on a project. So you could pick up some ink, say you're blending, pick up some ink and bring it to your project. You can also use your water painters with it. So right on the mat, just pick some up. So if you're doing, say, a watercolor background, just very handy. Blender pens, same thing. So you're coloring, you just pick up some of that ink and you've got a stamped image and you're just going to color it in. Super easy. You could also use sponge daubers, and then when you're finished, you're just gonna clean up your mess. So easy. So another thing that I liked about this was background stamps. So I'm just gonna show you how I used to do my background stamps. So I would have my grid paper. You would need to have the large F block, and you would put your background stamp on there. I'm just checking to see if I have some paper here to show. And I do. Okay. So I would ink it up this way, and it still works fine. So you can still do that. And then I would place my paper on top of that, fold my grid paper over, and just smooth it out. Because when a stamp is larger than the paper that you're going to be using, it is really hard to get the center of that when you're pressing down to contact the paper and stamp like a flawless image. It often will be missing some ink in the center. So there we go, that's perfect. With the glass mat, if you don't have this F block, you can actually put the stamp right on the mat, which is awesome. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna ink that up. We're gonna put our paper on there. Same thing, I'm just gonna grab my grid paper, or it could be like a photocopy or a printer paper, any kind of scrap that you have. And lift that up. And there you go. Oh, I had a slight movement. But how handy is that if you don't own the whole set of blocks? Super handy. So just close this up. The other thing that you can do with the glass mat is, I don't know about you, but when I am using my embossing tool, so I'm ready to heat emboss my project, always mindful of where to do that. I have those plastic fold-up tables in my craft room, and they heat up, and I'm always worried about melting them, so I'm kind of hovering in the air, turning my chair. And you can, this is heat resistant, you can heat your projects right on there and not have to worry about damaging your work surface at all. So I love that. It's tempered glass, it's heat resistant, and you don't have to worry. Also, when you are stamping in your Versamark, again, you're getting that flawless image. It's just crisp, it's clean, because that hard, smooth surface just works in your favor. It's absolutely lovely. So those are my favorite things. I'm probably forgetting things, but those are the ones that stand out, that I've used it for and have fallen in love with. This is now my favorite craft room tool. I don't stamp without it. If you have any questions at all about the Glass Mat Studio, please feel free to message me. If you want to get your hands on yours, it's a super great deal right now to join. And if you have any questions about joining, I'm happy to answer. You do not have to sell Stampin' Up. You do not have to start running classes. Hobbyists are welcome. You're welcome to join just to get the starter kit if that's all you want, or to have a discount on your future purchases. But you're under no obligation to remain with Stampin' Up or to start selling the products. So yeah, there is no obligations. It's kind of a no-brainer because it's a great deal and you are gonna love this Glass Mat Studio. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to help. Yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.